Hi, I'm Hamslayer, and since I first started playing Monster Hunter, I've made every beginner mistake you could possibly make. From armor skills that don't affect your weapon, to getting my teammates killed by tripping them in front of a monster's laser attack. I can safely say, I've learnt a lot in my many years of monster hunting, and I've seen a lot of fledgling hunters make the same mistakes. It's all just part of the learning experience. So, in saying that, here are my top beginner regrets, so that we can all learn from my mistakes, and hopefully, avoid some uncomfortable situations in preparation for Rise. Waking a monster up. I honestly feel sorry for my online participants in my early days of 3 Ultimate. I knew about the sleep bombing strategy ahead of time, but it takes a while to learn cues for every monster, especially if you aren't the one in control of it. I still have issues with it. It's one of my biggest flaws with using sticky ammo in World. The delay in the attack means that by the time I've realized, it's too late. So if anything, this is an apology to anyone who's had the misfortune of playing with me. Most notably the bow users on the team, who need to ramp up 20 shots of sleep coating just to get the monster to sleep. My advice would be to, if you plan on using sleep status in online play, make sure you set shoutouts and use stickers before initiating the status. Communication makes for smoother hunts. If you're new to the series, don't feel bad. Especially in the instance of SOS flares or language barriers, if you can't understand Spanish, you aren't going to get the cue. That's fine. Trap lurking. Every now and then, mid-hunt, especially if I'm gunning, I'll put down a trap on the arena as an insurance tactic. It's always good if you need to run somewhere to reload a status ammo with a painful reload, or generally just need to heal. But for the longest time, I've always had the habit of hugging the trap. Generally, I'll always try to use the same trap, so that when, or if you need to capture the monster, I have the option of using the other type of trap. The more you use a trap, the less effective it is. I also have a pretty bad habit of placing the trap right before the monster decides to leave the area. I've learned the hard way that sometimes you just need to let the trap go, unless it's the last trap on the field or it's a capture quest, in which case, lure that monster back and try again. My main reason for regretting this is the sheer amount of times that I've been trying to lure the monster into a trap, only to connect with the attack as it hits the trap, completely wasting the opportunity, or even preventing me from capturing and failing the quest. I've been told by other hunters that the AI recognizes the traps and purposefully avoid them. I don't know how much weight there is to this, but I'll tell you right now, it definitely seems that way. Flagship Armor. While Flagship Armor is guaranteed to be one of the coolest armors in the game, and trust me, I've been sucked into this before, they often tend to have lackluster skills or decoration slots, tend to be tied to 1 or 2 weapon types, or just have pieces that work better in mixed sets. To be written off as completely useless, they just don't pack the same punch as a mixed set with a good charm count. That's generally something you learn as you go, and that's fine. Learning is all part of the experience. Not everyone has that level of commitment to do a full set building exercise for every hunt. Once you've tasted an optimized set though, there's no going back. It's always worth engaging with your communities to see what other people look for in sets while they're getting their way through the main game. There's absolutely nothing wrong with building defensively over offensively, or even building for the sake of looking cool, but guard skills on a hammer are still guard skills on a hammer. I still recall one of my favorite hunts in World, when I jumped into an expedition on my partner's account and killed a Diablos just as she was entering high rank. It was tense, it was fun, but I wouldn't want every hunt to be like that. Armor sets will always be a topic for heated debate, so if someone's having a go at you for wanting to use a flagship set, remind them it's a game and tell them you're having fun. For me, however, looking back on my old sets from number 3 and 4, yeesh. No thanks. Picking a male character. I don't know anyone who hasn't regretted this. Communication. It won't kill you. I remember in 4U sitting at G3 for a month because I didn't want to ask anyone to help me get through the urgent quest, which at the time was Gogs Marzios. It was rare for me to get through the quest without dying when I helped others, so naturally I was happy doing anything else. It wasn't until some really cool lads offered to help me through it so I could take on another quest with them that I was able to break that cap. Ever since then, I've been the kind of hunter who offers to help on urgent quests when I know there's a HR cap imminent. If you enter a hall and somebody posts a monster that you don't know you're ready for yet, let them know. Just say, hey, I might die, and someone might give you a tip that just helps you understand the fight a little better. Not everyone has the ability to identify and respond to AI movements in the same frame they happen. And don't be the guy that tells people to get good. I've seen guys wipe as quickly as that message comes up. Ego gets you nowhere in Monster Hunter. Believing the demo. The biggest regret that I have ever had as a fledgling hunter was believing the demo accurately represented the game's content. No it doesn't. I got slapped around by Lagombi so much in the 3U demo on the 3DS that I never gave the mainline game a chance. I ended up finding it on sale on eBay for $20, giving it another go, but then I put off actually playing it because there was no online multiplayer. It was advertised as a multiplayer game, and it wasn't until I played the Wii U that I realized how absolutely amazing the multiplayer aspect is. That's when I got the time to realize the Circle Pad Pro was the optimal way to play on 3DS. Amazing job to all of those who played without. Seriously, amazing job. But when I was playing the demo, that put me off. I was given so little information. I didn't hate the clunkiness, but I just couldn't seem to string a combo together. It didn't play like other action RPGs, because it wasn't. And I just couldn't seem to balance all the different aspects. Nobody wants to be completely emasculated by a Lagombi, which I will admit is not as bad as the guy on Game FAQs who I saw once return the game because he got slapped around by a Jaggy for 10 hunts. It's one of those things that happens. Fortunately, things are streamlined now to the point where you shouldn't ever have to have that experience. But you do need to know that the game will only ever be as difficult as the demo if you never improve. And that pretty much goes against our nature as living creatures. So keep chugging away, and eventually you'll beat that Lagombi. You'll go, hey, that guy wasn't even challenging. Not me though. I still have nightmares about that rabbit. And with that, a massive thank you to everyone who stuck around till the end of my clickbait, and an even bigger thank you to everyone who likes and subscribes. Feel free to type comment in the comment section, and I'll see you guys when there's a ham to slay.